Now let us see how division can be figured out as a repeated form of subtraction of a same number using base 10 block activity. In any base 10 kit, you will have 4 elements. The first element is these unit blocks. Each unit block will represent number 1. The next element is this particular element called rod. Each rod represents 10 units. A rod is equal to number 10. The third element is called as flat. It represents hundreds. And the last element is cube. It represents thousands. The 10 unit blocks is equal to 1 rod. Let us figure it out. I am going to arrange these 10 unit blocks in a column manner. And if I place a rod just besides it, the height of both the 10 unit block and a single 10 rod will be equal. So we can either convert a rod into 10 unit blocks or vice versa, that is 10 unit blocks into a single rod. Similarly, if we arrange the 10 rods side by side like this, these 10 rods can be converted into a single flat because 10 tens is equal to 100, which is equal to a flat. Similarly, a flat can be converted into 10 rods like this. To understand division as a repeated form of subtraction, let's consider an example, that is 120 divided by 16. So using minimum number of blocks, we have represented 120 here. 120 is represented by 1 flat and 2 tens. 120 is divided by 16. We have to repeatedly subtract 16 from 120. So using these blocks which are represented here, is it possible to take 16 here? No. So what we'll do here is, we will replace 1 rod by 10 unit blocks. A 1 rod is replaced by 10 unit block. Now it is possible for us to subtract or remove 16. So let us remove 16. To do that, I will remove 6 unit block, 6, and then 1 10 rod. So after the first subtraction, we are left out with 1 flat, that is 100, and 4 unit block, 100, 4 is remaining with us. Now it's for the second iteration, that is we need to remove 16 from this 104. It is not possible to remove 16 now. So to do that, this 1 flat we can replace it by 10 tens. So 1 flat is replaced by 10 tens. Now is it possible for us to remove 16? Let us see. So we have 4 units and all the remaining are tens. So we can only remove 14 from here. 16 is not possible. So we have to replace 1 10 block by 10 unit block. So now let's subtract 16 from 104. So we can remove 1 10 block and 6 unit block. So these are 4 unit block and 2 more. So we have subtracted 16 from 104, which will give us 88. Now it's time for us for the next iteration of subtraction of 16. So to remove 16 from 88, let's take out 1 10 block here and 6 unit block. So if we count, we have 7 10 blocks and 2 unit block. So 72 will be remaining. The fifth iteration is to remove again 16. So if we check here, it is not possible to remove 16 because everything is in tens and we have only 2 units. So we will replace 1 10 block with a 10 units. So now we can remove 16. So let's remove 1 10 block and 6 unit blocks. So 2, 4 and 16. So if we count how much is left out, so there are 5 10 block and 6 unit block, so 56 is remaining. It is possible for us to iterate directly for the next one, so I will remove 1 10 block and 6 unit block directly. So that will give us 40 as the answer. So now it is not possible for us to do the subtraction directly. So we have to replace one of the 110s with 10 units. So now let's subtract 16 from 40. So we'll remove 1 10 block and 6 unit block. So if we count how much is remaining, it will be 2 10s and 4 unit block, that is 24. So is it possible for us to remove 16 from 24? Yes, it is possible. So let's go ahead and try to do it. But we cannot remove 6. So there is no 6 unit blocks. So let us replace this 110 with 10 unit blocks. So now we can subtract 16 from 24. So let's remove 1 10 block, and these are 4 unit block and 2 more unit blocks. So that was the 7th iteration which we did, and if we count how many unit blocks are remaining, it is going to be 8 unit blocks. So it is not possible for us to subtract 16 from 8. So this will be our final answer. That is, if we divide 120 by 16, we will get the remainder as 8 and the quotient will be 7. We can represent 120 by 120 unit block also. There are multiple ways by which you can actually solve this.